wife.
Good evening, husband.
We put the kids to bed. One of our favorite things to do at any time of the day is just drink some coffee and chat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful night out. So we thought we'd come and chat with you.
On our southern front porch.
Southern front porch.
Because everybody in the south has a front porch.
Hopefully it's not too windy. It's got a nice breeze going on out here, so hopefully you can hear us well.
Yeah.
So the topic we wanted to cover tonight is chores and zones. So over the course of years, we've tried to figure out what works for us in regards to routines and how the kids can help out. One thing that we feel is incredibly important is teaching our kids a sense of ownership and work ethic, even before they end up getting a job.
Yeah.
So at the house, as they get older, they gain more and more responsibilities to help out with the family. And so obviously you can tell with so many kids, we have to figure out a system in which everything can get done and it's fair. So we've come up with a system that's called Chores and Zones. Chores wasn't good enough. So you want to talk a little bit about how Chores and Zones came about?
Sure. I think, as I had more children, I needed more help and they needed things to do. So as they grew, there became more chores and it just met their skill level. So I think Isaiah was like 6 or 7 and he started taking the trash out, and that was like his first chore. And then we started having them, we needed help picking up. I think that is a big thing for us, and we just realized there's just a lot of stuff that ends up on the floor for whatever reason, and babies and kids and all that. And so zones are different areas of our house. So it's like the living room, bathrooms, the kitchen, what else do we have? Dining room, and the outside, the yard. So it's just places that the kids are assigned to be over and take care of. And doesn't mean Jake and I don't clean at all. It just means we have help. And so they're responsible to clean up and pick up that area and love it. Like I was telling them, just to love their house. And so that's one area we have zones.
Yeah, we try to balance the difficulty of the chore with the ease of the zone, maybe.
Yeah.
Like certain zones are a little easier, certain chores are a little harder. So let's talk about which areas there are. So there is laundry and living room.
Yeah.
And that makes sense just because our living room is where we end up doing our laundry.
Yeah. Windy.
So that makes sense because our living room is where we end up doing the laundry. So as they're folding the laundry or putting it away, they can tidy up the living room after the fact. What's another one?
Kitchen and kitchen. So the kitchen person is responsible to wash dishes after meals and to put dishes away. And then they're also responsible to pick up the kitchen.
Yep. Sweeping in bathrooms, honestly, because we didn't do those together at one point and realized that the bathroom person would never sweep the bathroom. So it makes sense to be able to get all the bathrooms swept as well as the downstairs, that they'd be able to do that. What else?
We have the dining room person and duster. So right now it's Noah. So he's responsible to clean up the dining room, which sounds maybe not like you need to clean your dining room, but our dining room gets pretty busy, and we have school stuff. We do school there. We have meals there. And so he's responsible to also dust the furniture, the walls, doorknobs, which I'm a big germ person, so wiping down doorknobs is a huge thing.
Yeah. And the dining room ends up being a big help to the kitchen person.
Yeah.
So after meals, it's not on the kitchen person to also clear all the food and put it away, and so they kind of tag team that.
And then we have garbage, recycling, and outside, front and backyard.
Yeah. Outside, front and backyard makes sense with garbage because they're going to be out there anyways putting the garbage away. And you'd be surprised at how many times we take our garbage out every day. It's a little wild. even though we recycle and we do our best to utilize what we can, even in the garden when we're gardening out back, it still fills up really quick with just 11 people. So,
Yeah.
So it's a hefty job.
I think that's all of them.
Yeah. So, chores and zones I think is important because kids, as much as they will tell you otherwise, they love order. It's really important that kids they feel a sense of safety when they know there's an order to things, that there is something that they can expect, that there's a fairness in how life works even at first. And then that gets tested certainly as one person whose responsibility may be sweeping doesn't do their job, and so it ends up getting something all over the living room, and the living room person has to clean it up, or vice versa. And so they learn how to work together, how much it's important for each person to do their part so that one person isn't doing all of it.
Sure.
And certainly our older kids have learned a lot as they've gotten older and better at these things. And they see and maybe get frustrated like we have with the little ones who are just learning this, or are just distracted easily. But that's part of it. It's part of training them. It's part of life. And we think the lesson's important.
Definitely. Even as they're little, we have small chores for them to do, whether it's putting socks away or putting shoes away. Aria's in charge of the hall, and she vacuums our rug in the living room. So as they grow, they each have something that meets their skill level. And we always try to teach them that there's 3 things that they're responsible for: school, themselves, and their tasks. So their tasks being cleaning their room, doing their chores and zones. So when they leave our house, like taking care of themselves is going to be a breeze. Like I hope that they walk away knowing how to do the laundry and wash their own dishes and not feel like, oh, this is really hard. This is going to be easy for them. So
Yep. That's it. That's a strategy we have for life. We're going to keep kind of answering these questions that you guys pose to us and things that we think are important. But today, that's it. It's pretty simple, but profoundly important. Our house would literally fall apart without it. So join us next week when we talk some other kind of strategy. Actually, I think we'll be introducing Micah next week, right?
yeah.
Excited to introduce you to Micah. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe so when we have videos come up, it lets you know. And with that, we're going to finish our coffee, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay.